Hey, what's up, everybody? So, we are getting ready to wrap up the month of March. But before we do, I wanted to give you an update on the Central Texas Housing Report that was released earlier this month. Now, keep in mind, these reports do show last month's numbers. So, even though we are wrapping up March, the data in this report that I'm going to go over with you guys is for the month of February. And March's numbers will be released in a couple of weeks. And by that time, I will have a new report out for you guys to go over March's numbers. I usually try to get these out a little bit earlier, but I did do some traveling during this month, so I'm a little behind, but I still wanted to make sure that you guys got this information because if you're buying, selling, relocating, I know it's important to you. And if you've been keeping up with me, so I'm Ligaya Thompson. I am a local Austin realtor. If you want to buy, sell, or relocate to the area, then hit that subscribe button and stay in contact with me because I do put information out there that will help you when it comes down to making a decision on your next move. Okay, so let's look here at what happened in the Austin MSA as a whole for the month of February. So what you'll see is median home prices were up to $443,000. That is a 1.2% increase from February of 2023. However, it's also a 3% increase from January to February of 2024. We also did see an increase in months of inventory from February of last year, but a decrease month over month. So in January, we were at 3.2 months of inventory. And for the month of February, we were at 3 months of inventory. The average days on market is about 83 days, which basically just says that from the time you list your home to the time that your home goes under contract, it takes 83 days. So if you're a seller looking to sell based off of these numbers, it'll take you right now about 2.5 months to get a contract and go under contract on a property. And before we dive into the individual counties and see how they performed, let's just take a little bit deeper of a dive into the month of February and what we saw in the Austin area. Now, February did show stability in median home prices. So mortgage rates were about in the mid sixes at the beginning of February, and then towards the end of February, they hiked up to the high sixes. But despite the elevated mortgage rates and the increase in median home prices, sellers were still listing their home for sale. As you can see, we had an increase in listings for the month of February. And some of this could just come from the simple fact that there were sellers that had their home listed for sale last year that didn't sell, and they just took their home off the market and decided to wait until the beginning of the year to list their home. And so that could be an indicator of why we saw an increase in listings for the month of February. Another thing to look at is the close to list price ratio. So we are seeing that the close to list price ratio is up to 95% now. That's a good indicator that sellers are now able to more accurately price their home because we are still cooling down from what was a extreme real estate market over the last couple of years. And another thing that we saw was an increase in affordable homes. So these would be homes under the $300,000 price point. Now, most of these homes that were listed in this price point were coming from the Williamson County area, some from Travis County, and some from other parts or other counties. But most of them did come from the Williamson County area. This could just be based off of the fact that Williamson County has just experienced significant growth right now with a lot of businesses that are relocating to that area. So that could be why we are seeing more listings in that price point. But regardless, it's great news for anyone that is looking to be a first-time home buyer or anyone that makes less than $100,000 a year annually. Now let's take a dive into what happened in the individual counties and let's see how these counties did. Let's start with Bastrop County. So Bastrop County's median home price was at $351,000. That is down 7% year over year. They are also down in months of inventory to 3.8 months of inventory, and their average close to list price ratio is 95%. Caldwell County also saw a decrease in median home prices. So their median home price is at $299,000 for the month of February, and their months of inventory has also decreased to 3.7 months of inventory, and their average close to list price ratio is 96%. All right, and now let's move on to Hays County. So Hays County did see a 1.6% increase in median home prices. So that puts them at $385,000 for median home prices. Months of inventory is down to 3.4 months of inventory. and their average close to list price is at 95%. And moving on to Travis County, so there was a 1% increase in median home prices for Travis County, putting median home prices at $500,000. Their months of inventory is up to 3.2 months of inventory, and their average close to list price is also at 95%. Okay, and we'll take a look at Williamson County. So we did see a 1.9% increase in median home prices in Williamson County. That puts median home prices to $423,000. Their months of inventory is down to 2.4 months of inventory. And the average close to list price for Williamson County is at 95% as well. So the city of Austin did see a 2.8% decrease in median sales prices. So their median sales prices was at $543,000. And they also saw an increase of months of inventory. So their months of inventory went up to 3.1 months of inventory. And their average close to list price was also 95%. And I keep talking about the average close to list price because, again, this is just another indicator that sellers are now able to put a more accurate number on what their home could sell for compared to what they were selling for over the last couple of years when we were experiencing an extreme real estate market. And don't forget, real estate is hyperlocal. So these are numbers as a whole. But if you want to know what your home could sell for, then you do want to work with an agent to run comps in the area and do a market analysis for you and let you know what your particular property could sell for in your neighborhood. And the same goes for if you are a buyer looking to move. You do want to know, based off of your qualifications, where you could possibly relocate to in the Austin area. And I know a great realtor that can help you out with that. So once again, I'm Ligaya Thompson. If you're looking to buy, sell, or relocate to the area, hit that subscribe button and stay in touch with me. I will share more reports and more stats about the Austin area. But if there's anything specific that you want to know, all my contact information is down below. You can reach out to me. We can have a good conversation about listing or buying a home in the area. But remember, real estate is hyperlocal. So if you want to know what your home could sell for, then you need to run the numbers in your area, and I can totally help you out with that. But if you want to stay in touch with me, then just subscribe to the channel, and you can also find me on Instagram. I post a lot of information there as well. But until next time, everybody,